All right, everyone, these are the rules of the court. And attorneys, please follow these rules because we're recessing exactly at 12 today. I say that every day, Deputy Lord, but today we're going to do it. All right, if you have a client who's in custody, yes, they need to be brought out because they need to know what's going on with their case. And if you're aware, they're awakened at the jail, I think at what time, 1 a.m. or some before the sun comes up, waiting to come to court. The last thing you would want is to be awakened that early and then somebody transport you over to the court and then you don't see anybody. So I require that they be brought out. So request them from the deputy. Once you requested that your client be brought out by the deputy, do not leave the courtroom because due to security reasons, there's a limited number of inmates that can be brought out. You are not ready to approach the court unless you've conferred with the state and conferred with your client. Once you have done those things, all you need to do is approach the clerk, ask them to pull your file, have a seat. There's no need to stare me down because I'm going to call you in the order that I receive the files. The only exception is if you have someone who wishes to speak to the court in a language other than English, we need an interpreter. Let the clerk know, please do not have me call your case. And then you say, Judge, he's a Spanish speaker, because I'm going to say, then we need the interpreter down, whether you speak the language or not. All you need to do for the attorneys, because it's cold and flu season time still, all you need to do is pull your file, place it on their desk. This is criminal trial division. This is family violence. And then instead of crowding around them, if you have a seat, once you place your file on the desk, when they're ready for you, they'll probably either call your name or call your client's name to come over and confer. Do not stand behind the court reporter when we are on the record. Do not talk behind the court reporter when we're on the record. If you're in the box with your client, just raise your hand. The deputy will move you down to the other end. So they tell me today is, what is today, Thursday? It feels like it's a Monday. So we are Friday Eve. You can't get any better than that other than it being Friday. So everyone, please confer.
Rueben examiner can tell us.
What page is he on? All right. So Renee? He left. All right. Are those other cases still open or no?
Mr. Gonzalez?
For Aaron Ramirez. I'm sorry, you said Gonzalez?
Yes.
All right. I was looking at another Ruben Xavier Gonzalez. All right. Okay, thank you. Just one moment. Let me grab him real quick and then I'll take you. Ruben Gonzalez? Sure. All right, Mr. Gonzalez, thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court. You always do. Oh, you have made my day today. I just want to tell you something happened with the Odyssey system, but your case has been dismissed. So just make sure you stay on track with everything, okay? And if there are any issues, of course, you can call Mr. Munoz or, all right, awesome. If you ever need anything, you can always come back by. All right, congratulations. Thank you. All right, thank you. All right, who's here on Laura Martinez? Hello. All right, I hope you're feeling okay. I see you have the mask on, but sometimes people want to wear the mask for extra protection, which is a great thing to do. So what is happening? Is everything up to date on her medications and everything? All right. All right, counsel, do you think she needs any more status checks in this court? All right, so you are not going to have to come to this court to report anymore. You will strictly be reporting to the 379th. If you have any issues, of course, you need to contact the attorneys there and the judge there. But if you feel as though they're not addressing it or you can't get in contact with them, you can always come back here, okay? All right, congratulations. Good luck to you. All right, thank you. All right, Norma on Laura Martinez. She is transferred to the 379. She doesn't need to be here anymore, have any more court dates. Yes. All right, Jada Cobb, whenever you all are ready. Hello. All right, let me bring her into the room. All right, if you can unmute for me, please. All right, could you say something for me, please?
Hi, how you doing? Hello?
Oh, you're not muted. It's on our end. All right, so Miss Colby, there's an issue on our end with the sound coming from you. What I'm going to do, if you could chat, and we'll need to chat with you. Are both parties okay with chatting with her if needed? No, we will chat on screen and she will see it, what we're saying. All right, so, okay. Okay, awesome. Well, that doesn't work because in the 187th, our computer systems are always have a problem. This morning, this wasn't working. All right, so. Yes, what are the issues? All right, it's Katie Stout. So let me see what her number is, if we can call her. All right, so that's Katie Stout's number. She's the guardian ad litem for the children. If you can have her zoom in, based upon the charges, it appears that she's charged with abandoning with intent to return. All right, so that's different for the court as opposed to injury to a child. So if you all could call the children's attorney and see if she can zoom in. Ms. Ferguson will give you the Zoom link. I will tell both parties, I'm just inclined to allow for the supervised visitation as set by the civil court. But if you want more than that, then I need that attorney to zoom in because at least I'll know how that attorney feels, whether or not they think this is appropriate since they're the attorney and guardian ad litem for the children. So they'll be able to tell me if they think it's in the best interest of the child for her to have supervised contact as ordered by the civil court.
And for the court's information, I'm not asking for anything more than that. However, it's probably a good idea to involve the children
Okay,
ad litem. This is the others, sensitive motion. I wouldn't allow it. If you, I
Yeah.
said I could give it to you at the hearing, but we can't put it in the record.
no, that's
Right.
true.
So I will go outside and call.
All right, if you'll call them and you have the
That's a step.
Zoom link.
I've got the same one. Yes.
All right, and if you'll see if they can zoom in.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, probation. Stephanie Flores, do you have a copy of the PSI and TAP evaluation, please?
Approach stage.
Yes,
There you go.
thank you.
Judge, the back of the tab is the drug court outcome.
All right, thank you. All right, counsel. Counsel on this case,
Yes, ma'am.
on the back there recommending her for Esperanza Court.
Yes.
Is she going to sign for Esperanza Court? Otherwise, they're recommending residential treatment.
I think that she would be willing to do that, Judge. Absolutely.
All right, then,
But I think the state's opposed.
okay. All right, it's just, I'm just asking.
Yeah, I understand. Me too.
Okay.
And my printer printed on the drug court outcome. They had done a UA that day and she had admitted use. So that's on the back of the drug court outcome too.
All right, thank you so much.
They don't care if they go, she goes to Ice Project.
Okay.
Right.
All right, where's Stephanie Flores? Is she in custody?
I don't know it.
Oh, no. Do we have someone else saying they're an attorney? It is a Monday. Deputy Laura, you are the female MacGyver. All right, could you unmute Ms. Cobb and let's see if the sound is working on our end, please? All right, I'm gonna have them announce her name in the hallway. Stephanie Nunez Flores.
All right.
Charles, I was gonna allow her to be out to go to Esperanza Court.
Told the judge, I kind of, because that's one of those where she's has the crime wave against herself.
Mhm.
Yeah, she'd be perfect for that.
Yes. Because it's a drug case and she has a drug issue, I was gonna try to give her the help.
I figured that, Judge. Fortunate.
And then, Charles, the state then changed and said, oh, we have no objection to her going to Esperanza.
Now we do, Judge.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go on the record. Court is calling 2024 CR 009422B, State versus Stephanie Nunez Flores. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Charles Gold, Your Honor.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. The defendant did answer the docket, and she left the courtroom and has not returned. Defense, do you have any idea where she is?
No, Your Honor.
And I think somebody in the audience said she's with her attorney, but you informed them that you are the attorney?
Might be an imposter, Judge.
Okay, all right, state? All right. The court will issue the bond forfeiture. Remand your client without bond. If your client makes an appearance, we'll take that up at that time.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
I'm a PR bond, Judge.
Oh, she's on a PR bond?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we're back on the record. She's on a PR bond, so the court will issue a judge's warrant and remand her without bond. Thank you.
I'm good to go on the. Yes. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh, she was going to get probation.
Judge, I don't, maybe I scared her. I'm a scary person. I don't know, man. So. I call my other people up before they run.
I'm reading an article. It says drug eating
Rivera
rats invade Houston
and
police
Hernandez.
evidence.
Hernandez.
Sorry, what?
This guy
Drug
right here.
eating rats invade
Oh,
I
Houston
would be
police
Hernandez.
evidence room.
Oh, my God.
Rivera. Oh, this is fine. One second.
They said it's not just a Houston issue, it's happening in New Orleans.
Oh, wow.
At the decaying New Orleans Police Department headquarters.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. All right, Christopher Rivera. Christopher Quinn Rivera, who's the attorney?
Charles Gold, Your
Oh,
Honor.
come down, please.
He's not gonna run, sir, ma'am.
Okay.
He's gonna.
Excuse me, miss in the back, you'll need to have a seat. All right, so where are we on this case in regards to discovery?
Judge, I'm still kind of going through it, but I have a investigator going through it right now, so
Yes.
I can't, I don't want to tell you because I'm still trying to do my investigation. But I should have everything by the next setting.
And your, on our end, everything has been uploaded and is discoverable.
All
Yeah,
right,
I have a lot, so I'll print it out. I just.
thank you, IT. All right, so what is happening is the person who's on Zoom, I don't have audio for them. And I know that their audio is working, it is on our end. So if you all would like to come around and work on this computer, so if y'all want, here you are. There may be something with
No,
this.
we're about 100 miles.
All right, so on this case, we can just do it from here. All right. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to set this for one final discovery,
Thank you, Judge.
and that should give you enough time because I see that the discovery has been going on since December, but I know with the holidays, there was a lot of downtime for people.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Ms. Ferguson, if you can set this, is there a lot of discovery in this case?
Not that I can tell you.
All right, Norm, if you can set this in 30 days for discovery.
Yes, ma'am, I can do the 20th.
I'm sorry, when?
The 20th February.
February 20th? Is that a good time for everyone?
Let me just double check, Judge. February the 20th. I'll be here.
All right, we're gonna bring you back on February 20th for discoveries to make sure that your attorney has everything he needs. And state at that time, you're gonna need to be prepared to tender an offer.
Yes, sir.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
The other case.
Hi, Ms. Stott. Thank you for joining us.
Right now.
Your Honor.
Oh, you know.
All right, so Attorney Stott, this is on the case where you're the guardian ad litem for the children.
Yes, Your Honor.
I know that your sound is working on your end, but it's not working on our end. If you could please answer my questions in the chat, if that's possible. So in this case, the state and the defense on the criminal case have agreed for her to have supervised visitation with the children. Are you in agreement with her having supervised visitation, or do you have any concerns, or is there anything that the court needs to address to make sure that there are safety? I'm sorry, just one second. Okay, thank you. So that we can make sure that there are any safety measures that need to be in place are in place. All right. And you all are headed towards reunification, is that correct? All right, so we can go on the record. We're going to go on the record and NIMAC number 764-331, 764-332, and 764-333. State of Texas versus Jada Cobb. Could I have parties announced for the state,
Ashley Jones for the state.
for the defense?
Bud Rittenhour for the defense.
Okay. And by Zoom, we have your client, Mr. Rittenhour. Any objections to her appearing by Zoom?
No judge.
All right. And we also have Attorney Stout, who's the guardian ad litem for the children by Zoom. Any objections to the court having taken communication from Attorney Stout?
Not from the state judge.
None from the defense.
All right. So for the record, Ms. Stout has placed in the chat that she has no concerns about supervised visitation. So I'm going to allow the supervised visitation. She also states that the children are well-mannered and sweet and very nice, and that it was clear to her that they had been in a loving and nurturing environment prior to coming into care. So I will allow the supervised visitation, and Ms. Stout and Mr. Rittenhour, once they move to unsupervised visitation, just let the court know. And Ms. Stout, when that happens, so that we won't take away from your busy practice, if you want to email Mr. Rittenhour that you have no concerns once they move towards unsupervised visitation, just let the court know and email Mr. Rittenhour. And if there's no objection, the court will just take your findings by email. All right, she said she will do that.
And defense has no objection to it. I will provide her my email.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor, just to clarify, the no contact order is in place except for the supervised visits allowed with CPS.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so she can have the supervised visitation. And usually, we're off the record, and usually on the CPS side, once certain events come up, they are going to let them have unsupervised visitation for birthdays or if there's
Right.
some special event. And I'll allow that if everything is going according to plan, because it appears that they want to reunify.
And the state would be in agreement with that. Oh, I just forgot on record.
Yeah.
Just for the court's knowledge, the state did speak with the CPS worker and the defendant has completed all of her parenting process, has been testing negatively, and is doing very well.
All right.
I understand that she continues to be tested on that side before.
All right, so I'm going to mute us for a moment, please. If you all want to look into that and see maybe, because if she's doing everything on that side, you know, to then have extra conditions on the criminal side, it seems too
I
much.
appreciate the court's comments.
All right, so do y'all want to reset this so that he can know whether or not the state is considering the PTD?
I think, I mean, if you want to talk about a pre-indictment officer, we can do that.
If you haven't seen, I don't want to take advantage of the state.
No,
Yeah, I do.
what I
but
would do is so this won't fall off the radar
Yes,
because
I got
usually.
it setting. I got it setting, Judge.
All right, so what I can do is, Attorney Stout, with the way the things are happening on the civil side, if I reset this case in say 60 days, do you think you'll have movement on the civil side? Because I don't know when your next review date is.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. She said she's going to check the order and then we'll see what date to put this on. Because one of the worst things that can happen is you're reunified and then this pops up.
The The order you have in the motion there has a May 12th. Dismissed by May 12th unless there's something different. And the trial is set for. I'm
But-
not- I'm
But
not sure how to read that.
usually they have different settings
They do.
before you get to that point.
And they're both here. So I would ask for a return of the sensitive motion.
Yes,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. All right, so Ms. Cobb, could you speak again to see if we can hear you?
Hello? Hello?
All right, so she says February 19th. So what I can do is I'll reschedule this after February 19th. Your client can appear by Zoom. Hopefully we'll have the sound working by then. So Ms. Ferguson, can you give me a date on Cobb after February 19th? And it's just an update. All right, February 27th. And the court will, as previously stated, grant your order, Mr. Rittenhour.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, is there anything else?
Not from the state.
Nothing from the defense.
All right, thank you, Attorney Stout. Keep up the good work, Ms. Cobb. All right, thank you.
Be excused, Judge.
Yes, and I'll make sure the order, do you want a copy of the order, though?
I would.
All right, so.
I was gonna get
do
it back.
that.
If I can take it back now, get it.
Oh, let me sign it. Oh, you're excused, Miss Cobb.
Okay, okay.
All right, Macedonio, Claudio Macedonio Jr. Good morning. All right, counsel, did state tender an offer to you?
No, not today, but partly because of our doing, we gave them some new information and some documents. And then we're also working on more mitigation as well, so we're
All right,
asking
who's
them.
the prosecutor on this?
I spoke to Mr. Graham.
Oh, sure. So, hello. So how much more time? He says he has more information. Mitigation.
A little bit of information today. We would only need about 30 days, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Claudia?
Yes, ma'am, I can do. Yeah, it's 20th.
All right, we're going to come back on February 20th, counsel. Whatever you need to give them, it need to be done before then.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. No, that's for the state to tender an offer. Eric Mitchell. Who's the attorney for Eric Lopez Mitchell?
Hi, Judge. Morning.
Yes. Hello, where's your client?
He's in custody, Judge.
All right, have they brought him out?
Not yet. No, today we were just reset because I didn't have discovery yet. The state had the JNs tagged incorrectly.
Okay, they need to bring him out. All
Yeah,
right,
I
thank you.
requested them.
All right,
We do have discovery now, though.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
They'll bring him out then, once they bring him out, just approach.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Was there a discovery acknowledgement among the Guzman papers?
Yes. All right, thank you so much, bud. Have a great one.
Notice notes were received, but I don't have anything on audit.
Hello.
How are you?
All right, congratulations on passing your exam.
I just paid for the license this morning.
Oh, that's so excellent.
I came by yesterday and this nice gentleman right here said that you wasn't in, but I wanted to tell you in person.
Oh, thank you. Oh, this is so, I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
And you passed beyond what the passing score is. You could have slacked a little bit, but you're like, no, congratulations. I'm so
Thank
happy.
you, Judge Boyd. I owe it to you because had I not come to your courtroom and you set down these rules for me, I would still be a 220 Comal eating a bologna sandwich, 2 cookies and an apple juice.
Okay.
So I
All right.
understand the
So,
law.
yeah, jail food is not good.
It's not good for me.
Yeah.
I get
All
better
right,
things.
congratulations. You should actually frame this.
I am. I'm finna go get a frame, but I wanted to show you. Say
Okay.
thank you.
All right, you're so welcome. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome.
I'm gonna take
Keep up,
I'm
keep
taking
up the
my
good work.
probation officer.
And if you need something, don't hesitate to stop by, okay?
See you on the 20th.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye. That is great news.
It's got a vacation letter.
Deputy Warren, that is so, Deputy He, I'm so happy for her.
Okay, that's, yeah, she just.
You came in yesterday.
Oh, yeah, we were downstairs with the Escalade.
Yes.
All right, what page is he on?
That I don't know.
Page 1. From the bottom.
Okay, I think this.
It's a pretrial diversion. I think it's dismissed.
It is dismissed, but what ended up happening is it was indicted, so it was dismissed under the nightmare number. So
Oh.
it keeps showing up, but the state let them know. And so they're supposed to be sending me an email with the new dismissal form. Let me see. They haven't sent it yet. So if you could stay on top, let me see. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see if this is it. Just a second.
I think,
No.
the young lady like
Oh, they say they can't generate that.
so
It has to be generated by PTD, so they can't write the dismissal.
I thought. But
No, they did the persons with PTD, they did it under the NIGhtMAG system.
Okay.
Sorry, they did it under the NIGhtMAG number.
Understood. Yeah, I'm sure,
I signed that dismissal.
but it's not doing anything.
No, it shows, because it comes,
So
it's still open under Odyssey. Eric Mitchell, are you all ready? All right, please come down. All right, so on this case, you have all of the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was the state able to tender an offer or no?
Not yet, Judge, but this was just to make sure we got discovery.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, if you'll set it due to the nature of the offense, if you'll set it for 45 days, state, you'll need to be prepared to tender an offer on Mitchell at the next setting.
Yes, sir. March 3rd.
March 3rd.
All right, so on March 3rd, what's going to happen is the state is going to tender an offer. Then I will give you a plea deadline date, and you'll need to let me know if you reached an agreement with the state or not. If you have not, then you'll have a jury trial setting. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thanks. And state on Mitchell, if you all can sign a discovery acknowledgement, please. Right.
You're good, Judge.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Norma, what page is Mitchell on? All right, thank you. All right, Freddy Ariano,
Oh, that's us, Judge.
and then after that, it will be the plea. All right, so where are we on discovery?
So apparently here's your file. There's still some missing discovery.
Okay.
And there's some missing co-bans. And then in addition, Judge, based on my review, I do believe that perhaps an assessment is in order, so I'm going to file a motion.
All right, so, but for discovery, it's Coban, and what else do you believe is missing?
I believe there are some documents missing,
Okay.
maybe some photographs, but mostly it's co-ban, mostly it's videos.
All right,
And then this motion will have to be taken care of.
all right, and is there any CPS records?
I don't believe there are.
All
I
right,
don't believe so.
all right, so what I'm going to do, and you're gonna file the evaluation?
I'm gonna do it probably today, Judge.
All right, usually takes some time for the evaluation to come through. Ms. Ferguson, set this for 45 days.
March 3rd.
Yes, March 3rd. And where is your pen?
I know, right? Got out of the house without it today. Sorry about that, Judge. Another day.
All right, have a good day.
Thank you. You as
Thank
well.
you. Alfredo Guzman. Court is calling 2024 CR 010426, State of Texas versus Alfredo Guadalupe Guzman III. Can I have parties announced?
Andrew Sandman for the state.
Mick Aguilar on behalf of Mr. Guzman.
All right, Deputy Laura, could you move them to that end, please? And are you Mr. Guzman? Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Probation, this is an application. Mr. Guzman, did you review the application for community supervision? Did you understand it and sign it? You're gonna need to speak up.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Guzman, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Your charge is driving while intoxicated, third or more. That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Very much so, yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Guzman, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain agreement page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine, and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, ignition interlock for the full term, and a 2-year Texas driver's license suspension. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the
Yes, Your
court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
10 years. Attachments, Your Honor.
Judge, for purpose of this plea, we've had the opportunity to review those exhibits and have no objection.
If we can go off the record for a moment. Is that in the indictment, or if y'all want to do something else, or if y'all want to review this?
I can speak on behalf of Mr. Guzman. We have no objection to that clerical error in the plea paperwork. We will not object to that.
All right, and here's just one second.
If that's possible, but I don't object.
So I see there was a guilty to counts 1 and counts 4 in the judgment. And that was DUI, and I think count 4 was distracted driving. So are there any motions from the state with regards to the indictment?
And the indictment to add a -0 for Your Honor.
All right, and that will be to 22C00410. Is that correct, state?
Correct, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
If you would consider that, Judge, yes. They are recommending supervision. There is a TAP evaluation that needs to be done, and we will agree to follow any recommendations that they may come up with.
All right. So are you employed?
Yes, ma'am,
What-
full-time employed.
All right, what do you do?
I am a group leader, recently promoted, and I am running my shift at Reyes Automotive on the Toyota campus.
Okay.
I run my team down there.
All right, so here's the thing. You are one of those persons who just cannot drink alcohol. Sometimes people don't realize that. And I always tell people, if you are going out, and there's a difference between drinking a drink at dinner and being intoxicated. But I always tell people, why even take the risk? If you're going out, have a designated driver. I was always the designated driver for, the group because they knew I didn't like the taste of alcohol, which was great for me because it ended up in free meals and all the Sprite I could drink. But that's what you're going to have to do because obviously you are one of those people who don't know when to stop. You understand? And it's pretty easily. Do you have any children?
I have 3 children, ma'am.
And what are their ages?
19, 13, and 1.
All right, so let me explain something to you that people don't realize, and I want you to internalize what I'm saying. Your children could have been coming from soccer practice or whatever, or maybe it's a late game because they tell me sometimes children's games go extremely late. And there could have been a drunk driver, maybe you, driving on the road, would have hit them and they're just trying to get home. People never assume that they are going to be drinking and driving and kill someone, but it happens a lot here in Bexar County. So don't drink at all. I'm going to grant your application, but you're not allowed to drink while you're on probation at all. If somebody's having a family reunion, you're not allowed to drink inside your own home. Period. You can't drink. You understand? All right. I'm going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated. Do y'all want to speak about the length of probation?
I wasn't prepared to, Judge, because we had no problem with the 10 years. At the same time, that is a very long time.
Because they don't allow you, there's no early release
No,
from probation for
And one
DWI.
of the finer details was all right, ignition, they want to add ignition interlock for the entire term.
Mhm.
I don't know the court's policy. Most of the time, it's half the term.
Mhm.
Mr. Guzman is accepting responsibility, and if you need to give him the full 10 years probated for 10, we will comply by that, Judge.
All right. So his last DWI was in 2022.
I believe so, yes.
State with regards to the 10 years for probation for the length of term. Is that what you're requesting?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What I will tell you, Mr. Guzman, based on the fact that you had a previous DWI in 2024 and then one in 2022, and now we're back here barely into 2025, I'm going to give you the length of 10 years probation. We'll speak to ignition interlock at a later date.
Okay.
But do not come back requesting removal of ignition interlock until at least half the term.
Okay. That's fair.
All right, so
Thank
that
you.
are in state, you can be excused. Thank you. So it's 10 years suspended and probated for 10 years. There'll be a $2,000 fine that will be probated. There's going to be ignition interlock for half the term. 2-year license suspension. DWI education course. VIP live. It's not in here, but we need to address the 10 days in the Bexar County Jail.
Judge, no, it's not in there. And we knew you weren't going to forget, but he just told you he is full-time. He's doing very well.
All right, everyone,
campus.
please whisper.
He is doing very well on the Toyota. We call it a campus, but it's a vendor for Toyota. If you would consider,
So these are
10
your choices. They no longer allow you to serve weekends at the jail. So I can either sentence you to 10 days in the Bexar County Jail, or either I will put you on GPS, and that GPS will be for work only. And that will be for 20 days.
that's more than fair, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're gonna do GPS partial for employment for 20 days. And for the record, the court is ordering partial GPS as opposed to 10 days in the Bear County Jail due to the overcrowding at the Bear County Jail, due to health issues at the jail, and also said that the defendant will not lose employment and the jail is no longer doing work release. So that is the reason for the 20 days GPS in lieu of 10 days at the Bear County Jail. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. We'll do a TAP evaluation and do a referral to felony drug court. We'll see what they say. They don't have any room currently, but they should have room beginning of February. I'm going to want 120 sober meetings in 120 days. There are plenty of places where you can do those. They have them throughout the city. There is going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'll deduct 100 hours for parenting classes, and am going to order parenting classes because sometimes adults think that what we do don't have any impact on children, but it does. And then based upon the driving that was happening, I am going to order the defensive driving course, and there'll be 100 hours deducted once that's completed. And field visits one time per month for 4 months.
Excuse me, Judge, can you repeat that?
Field visits one time per month for 4 months.
Only because you was asking me a question about the community service hours and I missed that part.
Sure, no problem. All right, probation, is there anything else?
Were you going to order the no employment?
Yes. All right. And I didn't order that because of the way it works, but there's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors.
And Judge, is he gonna do the GPS through the jail or is that gonna be paid for through probation?
Here's the thing. If probation is paying for it, then how long will it take for him to be placed upon GPS?
Would have to set up a referral, but he would have to self-pay through probation.
Yes. So, and that's, I think, about 300.
Yes, however, there's an alternative GPS provider that we were just made aware of this week. I do think it's less expensive, but not as, not in comparison to jail.
All right. So if you want to do the jail GPS, which will be free, you have to actually report to the jail. And they're going to hold you at the jail until they place you on GPS. So,
I can pay out of pocket.
all right. So he says he'll pay for GPS out of pocket. All right. Is there anything else?
Will that require a second?
Or you were just asking about that GPS. Is that something you can schedule today? Or
He'll speak with probation and probation will give him his appointment times and everything.
Have it installed by, and that'll kind of help us to get the referrals.
What's the soonest we can get it installed by?
We usually put like a minimum of 10 days, but we can have it less, like 5 days.
All right, let's have it installed within 5 days. If there's an issue, they'll let me know. All right. That's if the issue is with them.
He
If
just
the
wants-
issue is with you, then we're going to have a
I
problem.
just want to make sure I get paid and I have funds to take care of it.
All right, so he has funds to take care of it.
And then, of course, Monday's a holiday, I understand.
Yes.
And then also, would you consider recalling the warrant that is currently out for Mr. Guzman?
All right, yes.
There was a pretrial violation report where he missed a UA. He contacted them by email, never got a response. We got a second violation. You called me
Yes,
because you were continuing to work on vacation
yes,
and a warrant was issued.
yes.
We just.
And just so everyone know, I don't do ex parte, so when I call defense, I call the state as
Oh,
well.
no, we got
Okay.
no problem. Yeah. But you were continuing to work even while away from the office.
Yes,
And we, Mr. Guzman and I discussed that yesterday. He knew there was a warrant when he walked in today. Still wanting to go forward with that plea bargain.
all right, state, any objection to recalling the warrant? It was based upon a violation report? All right, the warrant will be recalled. Is there anything else?
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always call your attorney. You can always come back to the court. Do you understand? All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court, and you must stay hyper vigilant.
I have been that. I'm
And
gonna keep it.
anyone who's still, oh, it's just one drink, those people are not your friends, and you're gonna have to cut them off, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Luis De Leon?
Don't go up there with handcuffs.
Judge, thank you.
You're welcome.
I guess I should have added that I knew you had talked to them.
Okay,
And you were gonna call me and tell me what you were gonna do.
Yeah.
If I didn't have an explanation.
oh, no problem. You're welcome. Hello.
Hi, Judge. Kristen Mulliner is the prosecutor on this case. She's out sick.
Okay.
Spoke to her on the phone and I believe she texted Norma. Kristen she's given us an offer, but is meeting with the complaining witness on January 21st. I think she was under the understanding because of all this, it was already reset to the 27th. So yes,
Okay.
we're asking if the court would reset this case to the 27th. We believe we'll have a plea on that day.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, is the 27th available?
Yes.
All- Oh. See, I keep telling people the flu is among us.
She came in one day and was just hunched over. Like,
No, yeah, thank you. All right, then what's going to end up happening is on the 27th, you need to let the court know whether or not you reached an agreement. And then if an agreement is not reached on that day, the next date you will have will be for a jury trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thanks for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Marco Marino. So in this case, there's some sort of issue with the cell phone.
Well, it's multiple devices, and then we are having an issue with one device in particular.
Yes, so the DA's office provided an 8 TB hard drive to get it. It's 7.62 TB.
And I'm sorry, just one moment. Matthew, don't leave the courtroom. I need to speak with you in the state.
Okay.
Okay, yes.
And unfortunately, it doesn't actually hold 8 TB, it only holds 7.2, which is too little.
Okay.
However, defense and I have come to an agreement and worked out a solution. She's able to go view it at the technical investigations unit at SAPD. She just needs to make an appointment, and defense is in agreement with that.
All right, so how much time do you need for that before we
So-
recall this?
Your Honor, I will say there's at least, I think at least about 14 TB.
6 devices, right?
I believe so.
2 computers, 4
All right, so what we'll do is we'll recall this in 45 days and we'll see where you are.
Okay,
Okay.
I think I'll be done halfway through. I do anticipate in that 45-day period.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 45-day reset? All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further.
All right, do you have any questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you. We'll see you back then.
Thank you.
Thanks.
May I release, are we at the,
Yes,
may I release the detectives?
yes.